Alright, I'm going to take you guys on a tour of my budget air setup. Air Max 480 compressor with a 5-gallon air tank. 2 air lines fed through the trunk. Come out the front of the rocker panel. And these feed each of those 2 paddle valves. Rotary engine. And I teed off one of those lines coming in to a gauge just so I know what my tank pressure is inside the car. And I'll just show you the front. So this is the top of the paddle valve, goes around to this inline air regulator, similar to what you'd see in a paint gun. And so it's aired up right now, but to air it out, and air just comes out of the back of that valve. By the way, I had no idea before I started doing this. So I'm gonna, and then it stops at about 45 to 50 psi, whatever I have it set at right now. And that's the rear. So still sits pretty low, and that's what I'll drive it at. But let's say you're coming up to a speed bump or something, just crank the regulator up, and then max lift. So that's my way of doing it. I'm going to show you. So those air lines, they come out of the regulator and it goes back up through the firewall, and then comes out the top of the firewall, teed off, just 2 push to connect fittings to each bag. Super simple. And the bags I bought off of DH Gate, which is just a Chinese wholesale site, super cheap. I think they were like 75 bucks each. And those thread directly onto BC Racing shocks. So I bought just the shocks for I think 100 bucks each. All 4 corners, 400 bucks. I bought lower mounts as well. And then I did some real weird shit with the fronts. Those are actually, I forget what brand, another just Chinese branded coilovers that I made work. I work in a machine shop though, so it's not exactly appropriate for someone, but definitely buy BC Racing coilovers for your car, or just piece them together, whatever you need. And you can get yourself on bags pretty cheap. I'm also going to add that I'm running sleeve style bags on all 4 corners for my particular application, because I want it to behave most similar to a coilover setup, because I do plan on drifting the car. And I wanted to mention that at my ride height, air pressures being 45 and 35, they're just from weighing down in the car and pushing down on it, it seems to behave fairly similar to like a 6 and 8K spring, which is what I'm running in my Corolla, and it's like super comfortable to drive. So aired all the way up 60 psi, like I'm assuming it's still going to be fairly comfortable, and then just anything beyond that is just going to be stiffer and stiffer and stiffer, and the bags are rated up to 180, so you pretty much have full control of your spring rates after that. So that's kind of cool. And if you want to keep up with this build, be sure to subscribe. Me and my buddy Devin are going to actually make an effort to do some half decent videos of not just me rambling with my cell phone, so keep your eyes out.